And sometimes they add up to a signature moment.
Maybe. Yes, sir!
There it is! Can you believe it?
Yes! Full gallery play.
Oh, what a shot!
Absolutely incredible.
A life changer.
One of the greatest putts I've ever seen.
Moments of a lifetime that define a career and are indelibly linked to the soul of the sport.
There's your champion.
It's time to record another memory at the Masters. Welcome to Masters on the Range. Augusta National Golf Club welcomes the 88th Masters. This is a tournament and a stage that constantly delivers. Year in and year out, the brilliant colors are complemented by brilliant competition. The quest for the green jacket is nearly underway. So many players filed into this tournament practice area, prepping for a run at the coveted green jacket. Good morning from wherever you are. We are here in Augusta, Georgia. I am Kelly Tillman alongside the host of Course Record on CBS, Michael Breed, PGA Master Professional Brian Kroll, and Amanda Balionis. We're with you for the next couple of hours, following the best in the world as they prepare for the Masters. On Monday, we witnessed the solar eclipse under perfectly clear skies. Tuesday ushered in a bit of wet weather and cloud cover with slightly cooler temperatures, but it's looking better by the minute, as you can see here. We'll be monitoring the forecast, particularly through Thursday. As you can see, some inclement weather is on the way, but following that, it is going to be a beautiful weekend. No doubt in store for another special Sunday finish. Only 2 days remain to fine-tune this game, and what a place to do it in this magnificent practice area. On that note, we say good morning to Amanda Balionis with a Masters champion.
Joining us now is 2017 Masters champion Sergio Garcia, and I have to imagine it never gets old to be introduced as a past champion and to know that every single year you get to come back and have this experience.
Definitely, it's one of the coolest things that you can have or you can achieve as a golfer. So very happy to be back, and just looking forward to hopefully having a good week.
I was just talking to Adam Scott a little bit earlier this morning. He said, yeah, I've watched the highlights of my win a few times in 2013. How many times have you rewatched that unbelievable moment?
Definitely watched it several times, and obviously maybe not so much the whole week, but definitely the Sunday and the last few holes was so intense with the energy of the crowd and the great battle that Rosie and I were having. So I definitely watched it a little bit.
Obviously, reigning champion John Rahm, fellow Spaniard. I said you might be a little bit more interested in the Champions Dinner menu than most. So what are you most excited for?
I mean, the menu looked amazing. Me being Spanish and being a little bit of a foodie, I'm really excited about it. You know, everything that he's putting in there looks amazing. So I'm sure it'll be a great night.
Have you guys had a talk about what this evening is like? Have you given him any advice in terms of his speech, or maybe even some menu and wine suggestions? Because I know you're a wine guy too.
No, not so much. We haven't really had that much time to talk about it, but I think he's got to figure it out, and he's obviously got Jose Andres helping him, which is always a good help. So I think they got it dialed in.
And before we let you go, just give us a little bit State of the Union on your game, what you feel like you're doing really well right now, and what you're hoping to kind of fine-tune before you tee off on Thursday.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think at the end of the day, every week is a different week. Obviously, I played nicely last week. Still didn't feel like I was firing on cylinders for sure, but hopefully my game is trending and working hard, and we'll see if we can get some good momentum going this week and have a solid week.
Appreciate the time. Thank you. Kelly?
All smiles, as you should be when you want a green jacket. Sergio Garcia was the low amateur. In 1999, he was storming onto the scene with that brilliant smile and his athleticism, all the charm, and went on to win his Masters in 2017. A handful of previous low amateurs to go on to win, including Kerry Middlecoff back in 1955, and Hideki Matsuyama most recently winning in 2021, and of course highlighted by Tiger Woods, the storied career, and it continues here at Augusta National Golf Club. He was out early this morning again, just before 8 o'clock, working on his long game, but not for very long, as we say hello to Michael and Brian. He was only working the long clubs, fellas, for about 8 minutes. He had a total of 14 shots and had about 14 conversations with Fred Couples.
It's interesting. He played a practice round yesterday with Will Zalatoris, and Will said that Tiger on a couple of occasions, Brian, was hitting it by him.
Yeah, there were some early jabs, a little trash talk from Tiger out here at Augusta, and we saw the ball speed earlier this week, and it's incredible. He's up in the mid-170s with that driver, so able to poke a little fun at Zalatoris while they were in play out there.
And Amanda Balionis pointed out yesterday that the two had a lot to talk about in the health department because they both suffered back problems and surgeries. You hate that that's the note that they share in common, but I'm sure they learned a lot from each other.
I would say that that's just one of the surgeries that Tiger Woods has had, right? I mean, this is a guy who, while 48 years of age, this is a more lived-in 48-year-old body than we've seen in a long time, particularly out here. And yet, Brian, when he makes his swings, it's still very fluid. It looks a little bit more labored than it has, but at the same time, incredibly productive.
Yeah, he's famously changed his swing over the years a number of times, some of those voluntarily and some because of the medical issues and the surgeries he's had. But Michael, 48 years of age, and he is turning through it beautifully. This fairway wood, don't let the ball speed fool you, but incredible speed.
It's definitely worth noting how limited his game is in the long department. He is being very efficient with these practice sessions and spending more time in the short game area, evidenced by his practice rounds so far. In one of them, he just grabbed wedges and a putter and walked the course.
It's interesting. I think that's the area that's going to be the most important part for Tiger this week is the short game. You think about some of the skill sets that are required in order for you to be able to play the golf that you intend, and Tiger obviously has these very high intentions. And when you don't get to play a lot of golf, you lose some of these skills. Reading greens is an art. Speed control on the green is a skill set that you have to have. And the short game is extremely important around here at Augusta National.
I think of all the things that would be inspirational to Will Zalatoris, and to see these guys, Tiger and also Fred Couples with their back issues, playing at these ages. And what a great look here at a beautiful full turn. Again, some changes to the swing, but still a lot of mobility.
Yeah, I think one of the things that you'll see with Tiger, and one of the big changes because of the surgeries and such, efforts that he's done, alterations to motion, is that trail foot. That's the one that you want to pay attention to. This has not changed much at all, though, through the years, is how he puts his hands on the golf club. An interlocking grip, and I do think the interlocking grip, because of Tiger Woods, has become a more predominant way of putting your hands on the golf club. It used to be the overlapping grip, commonly called the Varden grip, but what we see now, because of Tiger with the interlocking grip, and don't forget Jack Nicklaus, also too with an interlocking grip, it seems like a lot of players nowadays are going to that interlocking grip, Jordan Spieth being one of those.
Worth noting that you just saw his Masters record, 26th appearance. He is going for 24 consecutive cuts made, and that would top Gary Player and his buddy Fred Couples in that department, all standing with 23 in a row. And there you see it. Couples' streak ending in 2007, although he still comes back as a Masters champion each and every year. Mr. Player in 1982, and Tiger Woods still running. You feel good about his chances to make the cut, let alone maybe a run at the green jacket?
I see 24 coming. I see 24 coming.
Plus, the other thing is with Tiger, does he think he can win? I mean, he hopes he can win, and I believe there's an opportunity for him to win. But that goal of making the cut, like that's right, like that one he can get. That one he can get.
It's fascinating to me. I know a lot has happened to him, to the body. Never has he said, I concentrate on a cut made. Never. And perhaps this is the one time it comes with an asterisk just because of all the stakes in front of him. But you truly think that's the goal this week? No, it's to win.
Well, you would say that would be the goal, is to win. But not far down is going to be what's going on with besting his friend, Freddie Couples. And by the way, Brian, look at that 174 ball speed with the drive.
That is incredible. Again, he's doing it in a different way. We see how he's beefed up the upper body, and here's a good look at the lower action. Those feet move much differently than they did back in '97, and that's an element of age and all the surgeries, but he's found different ways to create that speed with the upper body. Here's a great look at exactly that, Michael.
2001 here at hole number 16. When you look at this trail foot, you can see how that's about 3.7 inches off of the ground as he comes to impact. And now take a peek at this in 2005, Brian.
Yeah, a little bit of a change here. Less of a lift with that back foot, the weight not shifting quite as it did years earlier, and the change continues.
And in 2019, also a year of victory. Look at that, how that heel now is staying on the ground as he attacks that back right hole location. And then in 2023.
Very similar.
So how does that affect ball flight, ball shape, distances, etc.? What are the changes that incur?
Well, I think when you have the skill set that Tiger Woods has, you can pretty much make the golf ball do what you want it to do. It has to do with how you use the ground, the speed that you're able to put into the golf club. It also can change the apex of a golf shot, right? If you start working underneath a little bit, hips don't quite rotate the same way, so the trajectory of the shot can change. But the beauty of the game of golf is there's a lot of ways to paint the picture.
Yeah, and I think it's important to note that even though that trail heel is on the ground at impact, it doesn't mean the weight isn't shifting. It's just shifting in a slightly different way at a slightly different time, and you could see the weight move to the front side of that trail foot, but he's just not as aggressive. He can't be with his current body.
Yeah, it's much more. We talked about this yesterday, 175 miles an hour ball speed on that particular shot, but it's a much more upper body dominated motion because that's what he has to do. And it also speaks to, which is fun, you know, nowadays there's a lot of conversation of how you can create clubhead speed, ball speed, right? And everybody's talking about ground forces and how to use the ground properly and pushing off and all that. Here's a guy who doesn't really have that. He's lost that through time. Not all of it, but some of it. And he's found another way to maintain that same clubhead speed, found another way to maintain that same ball speed. And from a ball speed, clubhead speed standpoint, he is absolutely competitive with everybody here in the field.
Whole different level of hope to the 50-year-olds. I mean, wow, 175 miles an hour at 48 after all he's been through.
Well, we all know it. He only trails one man in the wins department at Augusta National Golf Club, and that is Jack Nicklaus with 6. Tiger Woods trying to get there. Grew up his whole life hoping to surpass him. I remember when he won in 1997, and a lot of people were saying, I see 10 Masters titles in his future. Not just 5, not just 6.
Well, you know, the other things that nobody saw either when they were seeing those 10s was all the surgeries, all the alterations to his golf swings. When he was leaving Butch and going to Hank and leaving Hank and doing it by himself and then going to Sean Foley, then Chris Como. Nobody would have seen those.
Here's a look at the drives today. The heights, the apex, the shot shape, all of it compared to yesterday in yellow. And I'm sure he's trying to work all different shots, preparing for every single tee shot he will face at Augusta National this week. Looking forward to another journey here for Tiger Woods in an attempt to make 24 straight consecutive cuts. And you know he wants to win another one of these. This was 5 years ago, the last time he has done it, but hopefully not the last time he will do it. The hug from son Charlie, reminiscent of the one he got from Pops in 1997. Tiger Woods will forever have his place here at Augusta National Golf Club in history. His journey continues.